Boom to the hay, all your sports fans out there in the tubosphere, to you, the individuals, part of the collective. Welcome to Fast Track Sports Rec Highlights here on Talk Radio version of the OMSR. I am your brief but concise host, Will, the alternative ESPN Sports Thrill. Always do a little show like this to let you know the clip order coming up in the whys and wherefores, plus a quickie sport rant of the segment. All the video highlights courtesy to ESPN and the respective universities. Little shout out to the NCAA. Everything else to the OMSR. To wherefores? Yeah, it's that time of year. Coming to the tail end, of course. It's been a long day. Where the OMSR dedicates a lot of time to the mid-majors tournaments, because they who win gets their ticket punched, as we all know. So tell all your buddies, before they fill out their bracket, you can come to the OMSR, get a feel for the game. Always bring you a highlights reel that's not just about the highlights, but it takes you into the game. Such is able to bring you. So the highlights are from the second half, plus the starting lineup, including the biggest dude in the history of college basketball. Think of like Manute Bol with 250 more pounds on him. We're talking about BHULLAR, New Mexico State. Yes, I may have forgot to mention this is the WAC Tournament Championship with Idaho going to New Mexico State. So BHULLAR, 7'6" and 400 pounds. Yeah, if you're ever going to go camping in a questionable area, and I'm not going to allude to, those of you out there who may know or have experienced or might be a little bit worried, we're not talking about, the hills have eyes. We're talking about things that are out there. Go with BHULLAR, because they're not even going to come close to your camp. Plus, watching the highlights from last year, as a big guy who used to just get in foul trouble, now be a much more athletic and a shot blocker. Wow. I'm kind of calling New Mexico State to make some noise past the first round. I still got Coastal Carolina going into the Elite Eight. So that's coming up. Second half highlights. Plus, New Mexico State, New Mexico, they got a certain type of genre fan base going on there. You'll appreciate that as well. It's sort of comical, but hey, whatever keeps you young, right? Thanks for watching those silly DUIs while you're out there. Roll clips.
For the time being, Las Vegas, Nevada is the mecca of college hoops, and Championship Week on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, makes a stop at Orleans Arena for the WAC Championship game, featuring the 5th seed, Idaho, and the number 2 seed, New Mexico State Aggies. And as we take a look at the brackets, here's how both schools arrived at tonight's championship game. Idaho, they knocked off Kansas City, and then in the semis, took down the 1 seed, Utah Valley. Meantime, the Aggies beat Seattle U, and then beat Bakersfield in the semifinals to get to this championship game. Welcome, everybody, courtside here at Orleans Arena alongside John Crispin. I'm Steve Quest. Idaho would love to leave the WAC with some hardware. This is their last year playing in the WAC before they go to the Big Sky.
Well, you did the game earlier today. The women got it done. They punched their ticket. And the men, regardless of the 5th seed, they have an opportunity. They split this series earlier this season with New Mexico State, and they have an opportunity to knock off last year's champion. They're going to have their hands full.
Yep. As we look at tonight's one-on-one, we focus on defense for both these squads.
Yeah, defense wins championships, and that's what it comes down to. For the Idaho Vandals, you've got to protect the paint. Now, New Mexico State shoots high percentage, and it's Daniel Mullings and then BHULLAR down low. If you can keep the New Mexico State Aggies out of the paint, you have an opportunity to win. For New Mexico State, defense has to become offense. You're the quicker team. You're the faster team. Get steals, get out, and get easy buckets in transition.
Here are tonight's starters, and we're going to begin with the Idaho Vandals. Steven Madison leads the conference in scoring with 20 a game. Mike Scott has made big shots here in this tournament. We'll see if they continue tonight in the championship game. Now, for New Mexico State, the Aggies sent out BHULLAR, who is 7 feet 5 inches, 365 pounds, biggest wide body in all of college hoops. Daniel Mullings, he's going to start and play. There are the Aggies fans. Aggies are on a 13-point lead, yeah. take a look at our tournament challenge
Whatever
resume.
keeps you young,
by
right?
Allstate. Go to ESPN.com. Sign up for tournament challenge.
Some people who are way younger than that just don't get that. They don't got any school spirit. Even though they went to 2 different schools, scholarship-wise. Yeah, I'm talking about somebody I know, but I'm not going to name any names.
Too much respect. I mean, it'd be great for this conference if New Mexico State goes on to win. If they can do something in the NCAA tournament. We've seen 15 seeds win. So why not New Mexico State? You look at this team with Singular, the size with Chili Napawe, and the player of the year in this conference. Why not? Right? Daniel Mullings can go. If they can knock down enough perimeter jump shots and Singular can play 30-plus minutes, this is a team that can win games in the NCAA tournament.
Singular has played 25 minutes. He was only off the floor for a 2-minute stretch early in the first half. This is Suki Wiggs at the free throw line. We'll get a second here. Freshman from Seattle who scored 9 points against Utah Valley in the semis. Averages 10 a game. Back to an 11-point advantage for the Aggies. They split this year with their natural rivals, the Lobos. And they got a big win. I mean, that was a big win to go to Pitt and Albuquerque and win. Because I think the only 2 teams this year that did that were UNLV and New Mexico State. And the Lobos today winning the Mountain West Conference Tournament Championship about 8 miles away from here at the Thomas and Mack.
Not to bring up the UCLA win again, but how about the day for Steve Alford?
Yeah.
You know, really, the team he picks up and coaches, and the team he left behind winning the championship. So that's got to feel good.
Tip by BHULLAR is going to get credit for that basket. 14 points, 7 rebounds on 6 of 9 shooting. You see why he's tops in the conference at 65%.
There's the first block of the game. We were talking about no blocks up until this point. Singular in position to make that block.
That's his 99th of the season. 10 blocks in one game earlier this year against Prairie View A&M. That's his high water mark for the year. See what kind of second wind that young man has going down the stretch. 13-point lead, Mullins. Kick out Baker for 3. And off the mark. Dixon's going to run down the offensive rebound and put it up and a blocking foul. Three ball. Baker off the mark. Falls loose, rolls out of bounds. And the officials point that
it's going to be New Mexico State ball. And it's interesting to point out, usually when the ball goes New Mexico State's way, you'd say great effort by them on the offensive glass, but you've got to credit Idaho, the Vandals, and what they're doing in the post, fighting down low, completely overmatched size-wise, but a lot of fight to get position down the bench.
Got a fresh shot clock out of it. Put it on the floor. Aronis for 3 in the corner. With 10 to go on the shot clock.
Good job getting the ball inside and then looking immediately out to the best shooter on the floor.
Largest lead of the game for the New Mexico State Aggies. A 19-point lead. Here's Madison. Madison backing in on Baker. Fires away on the turnaround miss. And it's Napawe with a defensive rebound.
Just tough shots. They're not getting easy shots. They're not getting stops defensively. It's hard to get out and get shots in transition.
Idaho has been out-rebounded so far, 29 to 19. Dixon, about well, New Mexico State trying to win the WAC for the 4th time in the last 5 years. They're well on their way here. We look back to 2010. This is 2012. And that year, rather easy win, 82-57 over Louisiana Tech. And last year here in this building, they beat UT Arlington for a win. time in the program and the fourth time in the last 5 years trying to lay claim to a WAC tournament championship. He was the tournament MVP. Look at that. Wasn't kidding about filling up the score sheet, 16, 15, and 5.
Wonder why. I mean, you look at him tonight, too. He's certainly getting it done, 6 of 9 from the field.
And as Egbert went up, the freshman from the state of Washington got fouled. That's the fourth on BHULLAR. Comes with 4:13 to go.
BHULLAR is going to take a seat. Might be for the rest of the night. Really, no reason to bring him back into this game, so long as they hold this lead. 4 fouls. He's already had one heck of a night.
Wind up playing close to 90 minutes over a 3-day stretch. That is a lot on that body. And of course, you're going to have the NCAA tournament that you'll be playing in here shortly.
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, where the winner of this game ends up. Is it a 15 seed? I mean, that's ultimately where they've already had him in bracketology. A 15 seed, playing a 2 seed. What do you do with a guy like BHULLAR? And on top of that, do you have another guy that can match up with Chile DePaula? Beyond that, can you slow down Daniel Mullins? He's one of the fastest guys in the country.
All good points. We'll find out.
Bracketology, these are projections. It's not the actual brackets. That'll be at some point later tomorrow. And that's always an exciting time for these teams. Even though you win your conference championship, you know you're going to be dancing. It's always exciting to find out where you're going and who you're going to be playing.
Last year, they lost to St. Louis in the first round by 20. In 2012, they drew Indiana, lost by 13. 2010, they got Michigan State, lost by only 3. They almost took down the Spartans. 2007, faced Texas. 99, they got Kentucky. 94, they got Oklahoma State. And their last win in the NCAA tournament coming in 93, they beat Nebraska only to lose in the second round to Cincinnati. For the third year in a row, New Mexico State, the Aggies from Las Cruces, are going to the NCAA tournament as they win the WAC Tournament Championship.
They did it in an impressive fashion, not just with the 22-point win, but they did whatever they wanted to do offensively and then defensively. Just made it difficult for Idaho to get anything easy around the basket. That's why you saw the poor shooting percentage from the Vandals, but ultimately you've got to credit the defense department Menzie squad. They'll be making their 21st trip to the NCAA tournament, their 4th in the last 5 years under Marvin Menzie.